So the Xperia 1 Mark V arrived today at my doorstep, and you can see I did a quick unboxing because it's like less than a minute for this device. I want to check out the cameras and tell you a little bit about the system, so let's get started. This is now the front-facing video of the Xperia 1 Mark V, 4K 30 frames per second. You can even record 4K 60 frames per second now on this one here. I'm using the S Cinetone in the Video Pro app, which is quite nice. You can see the HDR needs a little bit of work still, but 4K is a nice recording quality on the front-facing camera, and definitely something that you can use for vlogs if you have to see yourself. So, and this is now the main sensor on the Xperia 1 Mark V, and this one has a 1/1.3 inch sized sensor, which is quite nice. The new dual layer stacked Sony IMX888. So what do you think about the quality here? And of course, with the zoom sliders, I should be able to zoom out now to the ultra wide angle. Let me check if it's now the ultra wide angle. No, it's still 24 millimeters. Probably I disabled the zoom, or it's by default disabled this seamless zoom option. But what do you think about this one here? I now enabled seamless zoom here on the camera, and now I can zoom out to the ultra wide angle. Still S Cinetone activated, and we have 4K 30 frames per second. What do you think about this one? Yeah, I think it should be at the ultra wide angle now. So working quite nice. And let me try to zoom in on something. So let me zoom in quickly here using the zoom sliders, which is quite nice. So I can slowly zoom in, or I can just press and hold and zoom to 125 millimeters, which is quite nice, as you can see here. So this is working fine, and 85 as well, which is 3.5 times and 5.2 times, and back to 24 millimeters, which is quite nice. So what do you think about the quality here on the main camera sensors on the Xperia 1 Mark V? In a bit of strange move, Sony is asking which bloatware to install, so you can just check or uncheck stuff here that it will automatically install or not. And this includes even Google applications, so very good thumbs up for this Sony. Like we know from Sony, we have a fingerprint reader in the power button, which is working quite nice, and by default the system is running at 60 Hertz. So you have to go into your setting and you go into your display, and then you can turn on the high refresh rate, which allows you to use 120 Hertz, the full potential of your device. When we take a look at the storage, we have a downgrade, 256 gigabytes instead of 512 that the previous version came with. 30 gigabytes are used by default, depending on how much of bloatware you want to install at the beginning, which is quite okay, I would say. Of course, you can select Dolby Sound and turn it on, and you have the possibility to have a dynamic or music, which is the one that I prefer here. And of course, you can also enable 360 upmix or DSSC Ultimate, which helps with upscaling low end or low quality kind of music. And you have the effect priority that you can turn on for various different applications here, and the intelligent wind filter that you can turn on, that I would recommend you to turn on when you are vlogging outside in windy conditions. And last but not least, the creator mode by default turned off. Standard mode is on, but I would recommend you not to use the auto creator mode, which always had some issues in previous versions. I'm not sure why Sony is like shipping it by default like this. I like the normal creator mode, which is a bit of warmer kind of color by default, and this one is much better. Otherwise, we have video image enhancements, real-time HDR drive, which is also very interesting that you can enable this. I don't remember this seeing this on the 1 Mark IV. Another first that you always should do on Xperia devices after you just booted them up is go to your settings, then go to software updates, and just go to system and check if you can find maybe a software update. In this case, I'm on the latest software apparently, which on this device, the April security update, which is I think a bit old regarding that we are not in June already, end of June actually. July is beginning shortly, so this is something that Sony should update very quickly on the 1 Mark V. Okay, now a little audio test, playing back one of the favorite YouTubers that I have, What Gear, that also reviewed the Xperia 1 Mark V. Just got it at the same time as I got, but just I need a little bit longer to take it out and create the video, so he has a video out already. You can also watch his video, by the way.
Reducing ghosting in your images and things like that. Some phones suffer really badly from this. I know, because I've tested several phones on this channel, and I've actually been to Zeiss HQ and learned all about this kind of stuff. that they do in collaboration with other brands. It's all about the light flow and making sure that it flows directly to the center and not off to the sides and reflecting off of surfaces and things like that.
Yeah, very important thing that he's talking about. But what you heard is like very good bassy speakers. So they improved the speakers definitely in comparison to the One Mark IV. And we get very good balanced but also bassy speakers. They're not as loud as some other phones that I have here that have a little bit of louder speakers, but they're very, very good indeed when it comes to their quality, like the balance of bass, mids and highs. In terms of multimedia, we have of course Widevine Level 1 support, sadly no HDR support in Netflix, but you can play back full HD videos without any issues in Netflix, Disney Plus, Amazon Prime Video and all the other video streaming services, which is quite nice. I got here with me a case. Nope, this did not come included. This is a case that you can buy and I pre-ordered this as well. It's the black version instead of the white version because I figured out the cases, especially the one on the One Mark IV, got a little bit black on the sides, on the edges there. And this one is a very special one. As you can see, it has like a bulk here on the bottom where we have the stand now, because this is a case with stand. And what you can see here with the embossed Sony logo around it, we have a very grippy material, because this bulk here helps to hold the device with one hand. You can grip like this and hold it like this. Because it's so grippy, I can use the shutter button now and have like a normal operation, just like with a normal camera, which is quite nice. It is not as good as maybe a DSLR or DSLM, but this grippy material here on the back is really helping with the grip when I'm holding it here with my free other fingers here, and my other finger is like here doing the autofocus and hit the shutter button to take the shot. So very, very nice indeed. And not only this, they upgraded the whole experience. So you can see here on the side, we have much larger protection now here of the sides, which is quite nice, especially also on this side here. And of course we have the headphone jack cut out here, done perfectly together with the microphone. And also here it's wide enough so you can plug in even USB-C adapters, even larger ones like wireless microphones or something like this, without any issues. So very nice case indeed. And the protection of the camera lens is also done differently in comparison to the One Mark IV. Yeah, let me compare it with the with the 5 Mark IV that I have here. You can see the difference, like it's like going down and everything's a large cutout and there's a plastic ring, and you can see how big this is. And this one feels much more nicer integrated. It is still protecting the cameras, but it's much more nicer integrated and it's not adding so much bulk, and you can feel this. It's very, very thin to the device itself. It's not adding too much bulk, and it's like a little bit more edged here towards the side, which helps also making it look and feel a bit slimmer and thinner. Besides this bulk here, which is slightly, I think, bigger or thicker than the one that we had on the One Mark IV and the 5 Mark IV that you can see there. So it is very interesting. There you can also see the design differences. So we had on the 5 Mark IV and 1 Mark IV the stand like this. You could even take it off if you want to, which I'm not sure why you would do this, but yeah, it was like this. And a bit flimsy here. And this one is much more solid now feeling here on the bottom, and it's opening up like this. I think it's still the same kind of technique that they're using, and I think I still can take it apart if I want to. Where the other one, only you could like basically put it on the table like that, flat, and this way it would like bend too much and would be wobbly. This one has the ability to be either putting like this and it's standing up very, very straight, but you can also put it like this and it's also very solid standing. So one of the big disadvantages of the old case has been solved with the newer case, which is quite nice. So what do you think about this new case on the Xperia 1 Mark V? So overall, the Xperia 1 Mark V is a great improvement over the Mark IV. I'm recording, by the way, now with the voice-enhanced microphone that is focusing on my voice that's on the back of the device near the camera, near the main camera, which is quite nice. Overall, I'm very excited about this new Xperia 1 Mark V and all the new features. I will do, of course, a camera comparison with the 1 Mark IV and with some other devices that I have here to try and test out. And I'm very excited about this one. Yes, in comparison to the 1 Mark IV, it's not a big, huge upgrade, but in comparison to the 1 Mark III, for example, or the 1 Mark II, this is one of the hugest, biggest upgrade ever in a Sony Xperia when it comes to the 1 series here. And yeah, it brings lots and lots of great new features. And yeah, it might be not compelling for 1 Mark IV users to switch, but for everyone else, like 1 Mark III and 1 Mark II users, this is the device to get if you like Xperia devices. A very good device. And my first impressions and unboxing. So what do you think about this Xperia 1 Mark V? Are you excited about it? Are you excited to see some new camera comparisons? Write it down in the comment section. That's everything for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Until the next time. Bye.